First published in 2009, The Greatest Show on Earth, The Evidence for Evolution, is a non-fiction work by British author and evolutionary biologist Richard Dawkins. The book offers an accessible explanation of biological evolution and serves as a defense against creationist claims that evolution is an unproven theory. It is Dawkins's 10th book and was generally well received, although some critics pointed out that his passionate argument for evolution can come across as dogmatic, much like his opponents. Dawkins is well known for his 1976 book, The Selfish Gene, where he popularized the theory of gene-centered evolution. In The Greatest Show on Earth, Dawkins begins by discussing artificial selection, or selective breeding, where humans intentionally breed organisms to amplify desirable traits. For instance, all dog breeds are descendants of wolves, yet they exhibit a wide range of characteristics due to selective breeding. Breeders choose dogs with specific traits, like short legs or long ears, to reproduce in hopes of passing these traits to the next generation. This process is driven by the genes responsible for such traits. Dawkins explains that natural selection, the core mechanism of evolution, works in a similar way, except that in nature, the selection process occurs without human intervention. Dawkins goes on to explain that despite the vast diversity of species and environments on Earth, all life forms share common ancestors. These ancestors evolved into distinct species due to geographic separation, which can be caused by events like continental drift or natural disasters, such as earthquakes or floods. Geographic isolation, along with the need to adapt to different environments, drives natural selection. Natural selection is powered by genetic mutations, which introduce new variations into a species' gene pool. The gene pool represents all possible genetic variations within a species, and mutations occur when genetic information changes during reproduction. Beneficial mutations are more likely to persist because they help individuals survive and reproduce, while harmful mutations tend to disappear over time. This process can be observed in predator-prey relationships. For example, predators evolve to become faster hunters, while their prey evolves to become faster at escaping. These evolutionary changes influence each other. However, there can be trade-offs. For instance, a gazelle may evolve thinner, faster legs, which might also be more fragile, leading to a higher risk of injury. Over time, only the gazelles with both speed and strong legs will survive, passing on their advantageous traits to future generations. Dawkins emphasizes that the evolutionary family tree connects all life on Earth, providing compelling evidence for the process of evolution. For instance, there are notable similarities between the skeletal structures of humans and bats. Both human hands and bat hands, or wings, share a common layout known as homology. The bat's fingers have simply been elongated to form the wing. This skeletal evidence suggests that mammals share a single common ancestor, a relationship that can also be observed at the molecular level. The building blocks of DNA are consistent across all life forms, further supporting the idea of shared ancestry. The final section of The Greatest Show on Earth addresses common creationist arguments against evolution. These include the claim that evolution cannot be observed in short time frames, the assertion that the Earth is only 6,000 years old, and the belief that life was created by a divine being or intelligent designer. Dawkins explains that while evolution typically occurs over millions of years, it can also be observed within decades. For example, in the 1970s, scientists relocated lizards from one Mediterranean island to another that had no lizard population. When researchers returned in 2009, they found that the lizards had adapted to their new environment, leading to the emergence of an entirely new subspecies in just a few decades, evidence of the evolutionary process. To counter the biblical claim that the Earth is only 6,000 years old, Dawkins discusses how scientists determine the planet's age. He explains that the Earth is approximately 4.6 billion years old, and that life has evolved over both rapid and extended periods. This understanding is supported by various techniques, from simple methods like counting tree rings to advanced techniques like carbon dating. Dawkins highlights that evolution has resulted in flaws and imperfections in many species. While creationists argue that life was created by an intelligent designer, Dawkins contends that such beings would produce perfect creations. For instance, humans possess vestigial tails beneath their skin, traits that are unnecessary and unutilized, contradicting the notion of intelligent design. Many creationists also cite gaps in the fossil record as evidence against evolution. They might question, for instance, why no fossils of a hypothetical crocoduck exist if crocodiles evolved into ducks. This misunderstanding of evolution stems from the fact that no modern species directly descends from another modern species. Rather, they all trace back to much older common ancestors, meaning that a crocoduck fossil never existed. In concluding The Greatest Show on Earth, Dawkins reaffirms his thesis that evolution is not merely a belief, but a scientific fact supported by extensive evidence. He acknowledges that there is a hubristic aspect to understanding evolution, a concept that often overlooks the suffering that results from natural selection. Despite this uncomfortable reality, Dawkins insists that confronting the truth is essential, no matter how difficult it may be. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, and be sure to subscribe. Thank you.